Hey, how's it going? It's me, Bass Rider. Just thought I'd do this tutorial to show you how I made my new track featuring Starnight called the Flute. So yeah, I'll just walk you through a few things on how I made it. Also, I'll quickly mention that this is the final track. This isn't the before the mix and the mastering or anything like that. This is the final result. Actually, before I show you anything separately, I'll show you what the drop sounds like altogether first, in case you haven't heard the track.
Fire.
Yeah, that'll basically give you the general idea. So I'll start by showing you the drums. Very simple, didn't really do anything too complex with the drums. Yeah, quite a lot of this is splice samples. You got a spinning kick from their Future House pack on Splice. Then you got a top kick. Then you got a cashmere clap. If I zoom in, you can see that it's shifted a bit. I put it before the beat just because I think that it makes it sound better when I put a clap slightly before the beat. Then I've got this reverse clap. This is just a reverse of the cashmere clap. Then we've got this percussion little thing here. So one thing I just wanted to quickly show is this Ableton plugin called a Bit Warmer. I use this on so much stuff. If you don't know what it is, it's basically saturation. Yeah, I put it on quite a lot of stuff, not kicks and things like that. Well, I mean, you could put it on a kick if you want, but in this track I didn't. Or did I? Let me remember. No, I didn't. Yeah, so you really want to be putting a saturation on some of your stuff because it just makes things sound a lot bigger. If I play the clap and then I turn this off, you can see it went down in volume a bit there. And just in general, it doesn't sound quite as big, just ever so slightly. And that's because saturation is basically subtle distortion, not like full-on like electric guitar distortion, but yeah, it makes things sound bigger. So if I want my tracks to sound as big as I can, I put saturation on quite a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's the drums really. I'll show you the fills while I'm here. This is just a little fill that I made with a cashmere clap. Then these are some hats that I pulled from one of my old tracks that I never ended up releasing. Then I got this little yeah, if I play that with one of the hats. Yeah, you can kind of hear what that's doing there. It gives it that little shuffle rhythm that you hear in house music. Then I've got this spinning splice fill, but looks like I've edited it a bit. Then we've got this acoustic roll. Then we've got this snare. And yeah, that's the drum thing. Yeah, not really much more in terms of the drums for the drop. Then for the effects, it's mostly stabs.
Fire!
So yeah, I'll quickly show you the stabs independently. Yeah, I might have gone a bit over the top with those layers. I didn't really need all that, but I don't think it sounded big enough with just one brass stab. Maybe I just wasn't mixing it right or something. But yeah, so I just layered it, and that gave me kind of what I was looking for. So yeah, just a white noise for a bit more air up the top. Brass stab. Then I don't even know why I added this bass. I could have probably got away with not adding that. But I guess it sounded good in the mix, so I just left it there. Got this old shout. This is like one of the first ever samples I had. That was on my very first laptop when I first got my first handful of samples. So I went right back through all my old files to try and find that, just because I knew that's the sample that I needed for this track. Yeah, so that we've also got this crowd down here. Sounds really terrible in the mix on its own. I was even thinking about removing it, but when I listened to it in the mix, it kind of worked, so I thought, yeah, I'll keep that in there. What else do we have in terms of effects? We've got this shout. Then we've got a scratch sample. And over here we've got a reverse tape stop. So I just got a tape stop and reversed it. Can't remember if I made that one or if I found it as a sample, because sometimes I make tape stops. No, I think that's one that I got from a pack. Right. So now I'll show you the main stuff, the bass and the flute. So the flute was a one-shot sample on Splice. You can probably find it on Splice if you just search in flute or something. And yeah, and I put it into the sampler, added all this kind of stuff down here. Then yeah, then I came up with this. You can probably see this EQ automation is yeah, it's just like muffling it down so the reverb gets out the way of the brass stabs pretty much. That's the reason I added it on there. Bit of overdrive just because the original sample wasn't cutting through the mix as well as I wanted it to. Then we've got this Nexus bass. I think it's from one of the the Nexus Future House packs. Well, it might have been from the Kashmir one, I can't quite remember. But yeah, so that's basically the drop. If I play, or did I miss anything? Yeah, I think I missed a couple things over here. I put a what do you call it? Is it a transgate? The stutter effect. I just put that on this flute sample. Then I got this vocal sample
Fire.
and just stuttered it a bit at the beginning there. Added this effect. Got these automated on the pan so they don't go through the center, they kind of fade into the center. And some, yeah, the white noises down here as well. Yeah, that's just to complement this. So yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, that's pretty much the drop. I'll play the build up for you.
And the flute goes.
Yeah, I don't know why I have two vocals here. I must have accidentally duplicated it.
And the flute goes. And the flute goes.
That's a vocal I made myself. I just recorded it on the audio recorder on my phone and then just did some editing to it. Yeah, because I don't currently have my condenser microphone with me. I literally just decided I wanted to add my own vocals to this track. Didn't have a way to record it professionally, so I thought I won't record it professionally. I'll just get out my phone, say "on the flute goes," and then I'll just put that into the track. So yeah, maybe a bit lazy, but I mean, yeah. I couldn't be bothered to wait until getting studio time or anything. Got the brass stabs going through the build. This is a riser that I made myself. It's a vocal reverb, but it's been cut up and it's been sidechained, and I pitch it up in the second half. Yeah, I thought that made the build pretty good, so I added that in there. Your standard riser effect. Some flute stabs that Starnight made. And this impact I pretty much use in every single track. And this build effect commonly used in Julian Jordan tracks on stamped records. I pitched it though because it was in the wrong key, so yeah. What do we have here? Yeah, so I've got the flute melody in the build, but it's muffled. Yeah, so I've got that gradually coming in. Then you get to about here, and it's Yeah. Then I save a little bit of the top end for as the drop comes in, just so you don't give away all the energy too soon. Then I've got the percussion. Yeah, I have that going through the build up as well. Just so when the drop hits, there's something familiar with the build and the drop, so it doesn't sound like I've just changed track. um, yeah, I mean, I probably didn't need to put it in the build, to be honest. It doesn't make that much difference, but at the time I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty good there. I've got this clap, which is basically following the Julian Jordan build. Then I've got this clap, just to complement the main snare build, which is this one. A crash cymbal. I've got a drum fill in the middle of the build, just to hype up the second half of the build a bit more. Then yeah, the pre-drop section.
And the flute goes.
Yeah. So that's the build. I think I showed you everything. Starnight made the intro. It's mostly just the drop being recycled and stuff like being moved around and stuff. Yeah, so you've got the drums, the low end's been removed on the kick because I don't really like it having a low end on the intro. So I always say, yeah, to remove the low end from the kick on the intro, and then save it for when the second half comes in. So if you listen, you go no low end. Yeah, then the low end just makes it. It's just all about progressing the energy, I suppose. You don't want to give everything away at the very beginning. But if I played the whole Starnight intro. So yeah, as you can see, it sounds like the drop, but a lot of stuff's been removed and moved about and sliced up and stuff, just so it's not the same as the drop. I think that's pretty much everything. I'll show you everything. Guess I could always show you a bit more detail on the Starnight intro. So obviously, I don't know, did I tell you that Starnight made these stabs? I think I did. Then just this white noise. Then, and I've already showed you the stabs. They're just the same stabs as the ones in the drop. Yeah, that's it really. I will give you a bit extra seeing as I'm here, and I'll show you how the mixing and mastering happened, like how we did it and everything. Because I know a lot of like tutorials show you how to make the track, but they don't show you how to mix and master it. So yeah, bonus. So yeah, we've got a EQ on it just to remove some of the frequencies that will kind of like messing with our ears a bit. Then we've got the entire low end, more or less, other than this little bit here, in mono. That way you don't have any sub or kick or anything accidentally making its way into stereo, like if there's a like little something going on with it, or I don't know, any reason really. There's several reasons why some samples that are in mono end up sounding a bit stereo, but yeah, so we put this on the master channel just so we know that the whole low end is in mono, and just boosted the stereo ever so slightly. Then a bit more saturation on the master channel, but I turned it down loads because obviously there's saturation on all the other stuff, so I didn't want to just go over the top with saturation. An OTT. I probably didn't need to add this, but I did. I mean, it's not really got that much of a percentage, so it's probably not that noticeable, but it just gives that little bit extra, I suppose. Now, this is one of the things that are probably a bit interesting, I suppose, which is I use this compressor to lower the volume in the build, and then as you can see, this is the pre-drop fill, and then this bit right here is where the drop hits, so you get a bit of extra volume for where the drop hits. Yeah, we did the same with this EQ. As you can see, it kind of removes all the low end as you get to the pre-drop fill. Oops, I'll play the whole thing.
And the flute goes.
Yeah, don't know if you could hear that, but yeah, the EQ is removing the low end.
And the flute goes.
Yeah. And then we've got the limiting. Not much to say about this really. This is just for extra volume really. I did boost it a little bit more on the actual WAV file of the track because it wasn't quite loud enough, but it was only a little bit. Didn't really want to distort the track. And yeah, what else? Oh, I forgot to show you this. So this is a yeah, you'll probably recognize this sound. I don't really need to explain it. So yeah, just a build what I seem to be calling a Hoove bass. I only call it that because that's what the samples are called in the VST. Then we've just got it playing over here as well in the break. And yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much the whole track. No point showing you the outro, that's just the intro, but with a few extra stuff from the drop added to it. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, comment down below if you have any questions or anything. Also, do me a big favour and hit that bell notifications button so you get notified when I release new music. And yeah, have a nice day.